Hey, look, we're back. And where we last left off, I realized I had my audio, like I naturally keep my audio nice and low, so I apologize for that. It was really low in the last episode, because I just naturally keep it low. Either way, let's continue on with the MSQ. Back to Razakhan. I was doing a lot of PvP off screen. It's pretty fun. I really figured out a class that really clicked for me though, with how they changed it. It is nice that every single class feels very distinctly different. Give me 1 second.
Never let us into.
There we go. Yeah, and the last where we left off in the MSQ, we found out that Vitra has a void gate, has a way to travel between because they want to. Oh hey, that they did because they want to go with their sister who dove deep into one to go stop the void from entering our realm. How honorable. Oh wait, since I'm in this outfit, I need to change back to my blue Morpho. Perfect. I promise we will discuss the void gate further, but first I must attend to the matters of the vault sentence. As your instruments have no doubt informed you, the Kapi Kulu has been reduced to so much scrap. Please bring a new one out of storage and see that it is conveyed to its post along with few lesser contents. For the tomb robbers, fiends from born of the Tower of Zot, by the sister, do not tell me the blasphemy yet roams free. Yuriandra's eyes darting back and forth. Why such guilty faces? Surely it isn't you who is responsible for this. Oh. Well, the details aren't important. I shall be done immediately. Look, I just wanted to get the treasure to help fund the city, so that orphans wouldn't go hungry. I'm sorry. I am sorry. With that, the vault will soon be secured once more. Now I believe you had questions? Quite a few, but I'd like to begin with the gate itself. It is still functional, yes? Indeed, which is why I set out to seal it with alchemic forge lock and ward with my magics. Such power must not fall into the wrong hands. In truth, the primary reason for the vault's construction was to keep the gate hidden away from the outside world. So much effort for such a little door. That little door you speak of leads to an abyss teeming with unspeakable horrors. It leads to literal hell. Or basically hell. That said, in its current state, it will only emit the lilies of void sand, and from this side, no man will be able to pass through. No man. I should think Alpha would fit, given a firm push. Physical side is only one consideration. The true restriction hinges upon the etheric density of the soul in transit. And yet you succumbed in expanding this divinity portal, sending your simulacrum to the 13th. Thanks to my brilliant alchemist. I should have destroyed the anomaly when I found it, but instead I bade them devise a means to control it. After much experimentation, they accomplished the impossible. A method was conceived by which magic could manipulate the fissure and transform it into a serviceable gate. So, you can make gates, is what I'm hearing. And that process has long since been forgotten. Once I had given up searching for Azdaja, there was no need to preserve such esoteric and dangerous knowledge. But, Ysolta needs it for a booty call. Thus has the gate lain dormant. Our passage for the 14th was made relatively simple thanks to the Crystal Tower. An ancient mechanism channeled the tower's vast stores of energy to open a void gate, one bound to a covenant made with a cloud of darkness. Once the sovereign's entity was beaten back, however, the covenant was broken, and the doorway severed from its connection to the void. Theoretically, it should be possible to reconnect the 8 by forging a pact with another void sent, but such deals usually end in betrayal and death, as put it mildly. In any case, we should attempt to gain an understanding of the bounty gate. Mayhap you could resume the search for your sister. As I have already explained, I put futile hopes to rest centuries ago. My place and my duty is here now. And I had meant to ask, what prompted you to search for the vault in the first place? To see if the legends were true. It's literally my job, man. It is my job to travel and find shit. I am an adventurer. Ah, so you've seen the fabulous book from the stories is quite real, if not Roman origin. But I'm afraid I must assert a prior claim. I have been adding to that trove for years, little by little, but the time has come to spend it, that I might alleviate my people's sufferings. You are a dragon, aren't you? And we are of one mind. We have no intention of taking it for ourselves. Well, oh wait, wrong voice. Isn't that right, my friends? Oh yeah, effectively, yeah. I'm good. I don't really need that much money. Your city and the orphans here need more, honestly. Your Excellency, would it object you if I conduct a closer examination of the gate? I will make no attempt to open it, of course. She wants to see if she can figure out a way to the first. I owe you and your debts that can never be repaid. Whatever boon you ask of me, you shall have it. Please be careful. You're most gracious. I shall take full advantage of your permission. With that could I join thee in thy study, but the Loporites will be anxious to receive my report. I beg my leave of you. And I must be off to Charlene as well. Later, Graha. Mistress Crow was eager to speak with you about the request, so please come back to the annex as soon as you're able to. Farewell for now. Later. Goodness, this is my findings once I return. Will not be rid of me so easily. I don't think anyone wants to be rid of you, Ysolta. Not my favorite scion, but you know. Well, that helps with that problem, though. I still want to know who that shadowy figure guy who was. May I take the Chronicles quest arrows, Mists of the Realm. Speak to the first race student at the Baldician Annex to accept the first quest. Oh, I think that's the Alliance quests. Cool. I'll do that a little bit later. The difficult part is all this will be decided how best we put these words to use. Will you lend me your assistance in these deliberations? Of course. Let's see. Baldician Annex is over in not there. Not there. Oh shit. Am I gonna get another vision? Meanwhile, elsewhere. Who is that? Who the fuck is that? Can I see your face, please? You look kind of like Golbez. Oh my god, just show me your fucking face. Show me your... Holy shit, just show me your face. Stop this. This is getting silly. I sense the breach of the gate, but it's not instigated from this side, so it's thrown open from the other. Thrown on fire, I too felt it. A rare occurrence, yes, but such a tiny portal is beneath our notice. There are much more pressing matters at hand. An opportunity is upon us, the coming of which we have waited for nigh on 10,000 years. We dare not let it slip our grasp. Yet we must not underestimate those he who bested the cloud of darkness. Even can restrained by covenant, the cloud was no feeble wisp to be dispersed by mere flesh and blood immortal. Bah, let him come. I will drown the world and watch his fleshling gasp for breath in its final moments. Is it Golbez? Your zeal is admirable, but let's not forget our cause. Seriously, I'm getting Final Fantasy IV feelings here, with the earth, fire, wind, and water. Literally the four shit. What are they called? The four lords. Rubicant. What were the four lords in that game? Shit. I'm sorry, the 4 fiends. Yeah, it was. No. Yeah, the 4 arch fiends. Sorry, Fire was Rubicant. Scar Mig Linoni was the Earth one. Kaznazo was the water one, and Barbar Siaka was the wind one. I remember her being really fucking hard too. It's just time we set the war in motion and we're in direction for our star. Who the fuck are you? Are you Golbez? Are we fighting Zemus? Maybe? Anyway, let me check out... Where was it? Norbert? No, it was the Northern MD? Yeah. The Baldesian Annex, which is... where? Can't remember exactly where the Baldesian Annex is. Let's see, the Baldesian Annex is in Old Charlian. So, yeah, it's here. Somewhere here. We'll do that later, though. Sharing the wealth. Shall we begin? If we are to spend the treasure wisely, then we must first determine which group will benefit the most from the monetary assistance. Some of my citizens may find it intimidating to speak with the Sapphire directly, so I would ask that you act in my stead. I'm literally the person who saved their... Okay. Jazza, you're to visit Akyali and Yed Likmad. Speak with Matza and his people and listen to their grievances. Estinia, I bid you do the same at the Palace Stab. I will be conducting my inquiries at the giant squalling grounds. Once you believe you have ascertained the needs of the populace, we can reconvene at Meghaduta. Why are they making me say these names? Why do they hate me? Anyway, time to turn back on my adventure here. Maybe people won't recognize me now. I feel like Matzo would probably be like too humble with me too. Not only did I help him sell all his fish, I literally helped save his life. Alright, let's go. Oh, this is just first practicing on striking dummy. Oh wow, I didn't realize there were striking dummies like right there. Level 81, so. Hey, Matsuya. Oh, Jaze. I'm so glad to hear you had returned unharmed. You finished with the boat, yeah, then? Yes. Anything the village desperately needs? Well, I suppose cause the hollow lost the hardest. I've been trying to find buyers for my fish, but although I sell a few here and there, it's much more difficult than it was before. Everyone's still struggling to build their lives. For now, we're banding together as best we can. Yeah. You literally don't have the money to offer for fish shells, huh? Kind of fucked up, but it's just the cold hard truth, huh? Why would I fly when I can just teleport? Honestly, it would make sense since this entire area is one big Final... This expansion, especially with us going to the literal moon, had a lot of Final Fantasy IV references. So it would make sense that those are the 4 archfiends that were talking in the void. Also, I just want to get some experience real quick while I'm here. They even had the exact same... Oh, there's also a lookout point here. Vista. Can I do it on Red Mage? I can. Oh! Yaldahan, meaning New Harbor, in language brought to the island shores by mainland settlers. Yed Lidhmad is Thavnir's main port town. Owing to the shallow water surrounding the islands, however, large trading vessels are forced to anchor at Alinar and ferry over to the harbor, and smaller boats are making their way to Razathan. Okay. Oh, Fun fact, apparently that NPC who was selling me shit, who sold me the map, was a major NPC in Final Fantasy XI. Greetings and welcome, traveler. If this is your first visit to Thavnir, then you must try our special Arma Lassie. Its refreshing zest cannot be beat. But what could the wonders cost, you wonder? Normally I'd buy them for 3 bottles for a generous price of 19,008. Oh my god, it's a swindling motherfucker who sold me, like, tried to sell me shit for exorbitant prices when I first got here. I should kill you. I'm willing to go as low as even 10,000. You'd be practically stealing from me. I am not a Stinian. Justinian, who is that? Ah, you're the one who was trying with that spirit-toting fellow. Well, you can hardly blame a man for trying. The world may no longer be on fire, but they're still sitting through the ashes, so to speak. Sister, spare me. We might as well have that ugly tower back for the scant few travelers we'll see these days. I myself barely have the coin to buy at local prices, I tell you. If we didn't charge the art adventure a small fortune for afternoon tea, I'd be scavenging for scraps on the street. You know what? At least you're honest about it. At least you're honest about it. As opposed to just... Yeah, I can't be mad at you just being honest about it. So. How fares the port? Well, it's in shambles, isn't it? The trade routes are open once more now that the dangers pass, certainly. But there's no small number of merchants who had to sell their ships to make ends meet in the short term. Add to the sailors we lost in the final days, and it's little wonder the flow of exports is no more than a pitiful trickle. If Khal Zahal and his consortium were still with us, I'm sure we'd have a way to turn around our fortunes. Now that was a man who got things done. God rest his soul. Yeah, they literally don't have the means to support themselves right now. It's really kind of a fucked up situation. They can't really do exporting because they don't have the fishermen in excess because all their fishermen are basically dead because of the final days. And they can't do importing because they don't have the money. Their economy's fucked. Seriously, is it Golbez or is it Zemus? It makes sense. We literally went to the moon just like in Final Fantasy IV. It makes sense that it's gonna be Zemus. That thing over there is Zemus. Then again, we already fought Golbez back in... Wait, no. Wait, yeah, didn't we? We fought Golbez already, right? Golbez, FF... Yeah, we already fought Golbez in FF4. Or we already fought Golbez in... what's it called? In that raid. Gotta sneeze. Oh, wait, no, we didn't fight Golbez. We fought... Who was the FF5 final boss? That was the one... X-Death. No, we fought X-Death. Yeah, that's Golbez. Yeah, we fought X-Death in the Stormblood raids. So that's Golbez. My advisor returns. I just made it back myself. Why do you retain this vessel now that your true form is known? You could have flown across the island in a fraction of the time. Be that as it may, the sight of a massive creature descending from the skies... You know what? That's a very fair point. People think there's going to be a second coming of days, or second final days. Can be startling to say the least. And there are a few places I can enter comfortably without risk flattening of some carts or stung. Look at you being considerate. Fair enough. As for my inquiries, the people of Polixstad were unanimous in their reply. They're surviving. Horses were stretched to the limit when refugees were pouring in, but they persevered with the assistance of Yeld Hidmad. From what I understand, they have always been an independent community, hunters and foragers and the like, and I was assured the jungles provide their needs for the most part. Polixstad has weathered the disaster better than most, it seems. I myself hear good news and bad. The quarrymen were cautiously optimistic, having just sold a full wagon of giant scale to a foreign trader. But such visitors are few and far between. Compared to our best years, the weight of stone leaving Thavnir has been light indeed. Our nation is small and isolated. Its prosperity depended on the steady stream of exports, which you can't do right now because you don't have the means to do so. We must identify any obstacles to the flow of trade so that we may begin working to remove them. Tell me, what did you learn of those places? Yeah. I see. Without a dedicated buyer, the average fisherman must struggle to offload his daily catch. which is why I believe we should first address the lack of ships and shortages of able-bodied soldiers in that place. I'm reminded of a child I spied as I made my way back to the palace. His father lost at sea when the beast sunk their vessel. So many variations of the same tragic tale, repeated over and over. So many lives lost. Enough greed to drown in if we let ourselves be overcome, but we will not. Jaze Estinian, I will consider the perspective we brought me, and to devise a plan to help my people come through with this adversity. Come, I would like you to be in attendance when I announce the proposal of my assembled functionaries. Hey, voice acted, cool.
The riches the Radiant Host have retrieved were hoarded in Al-Zadar's name. A fortune I set aside for a future day of need. And lo, that day hath come. May it aid our wounded city in reclaiming its vibrancy and vigor. In better times, I would leave such a task.
I'm still upset about his death and Endwalker. So for the people who are somehow just randomly getting here without seeing the entirety of Endwalker, what happened is when the blasphemies were attacking the city, right? One grabbed him. And instead of, using any of my range capabilities, especially me, who is a summoner and literally summoning a god to kill the monstrosity, I just let him get his head bitten off. Because reasons. I hated that cutscene so fucking much because it's like, why am I running up? I am literally within the Yalm range. Cast a fucking spell. Anyway.
Finding myself bereft of his counsel in the here and now, I will assume the responsibilities of mine office directly. Firstly, the treasure shall be sold for more convenient currency, thence invested into the trading port of Yedlamad. Our merchants must have their operations restored, their ships rebuilt. Commerce must flow once more. None were spared the tragedy of the final days. Of this, I am well aware. But an absence was created by the loss of Karazar's consortium. And by filling it, we provide new means for our fishermen, our artisans, and others to bring their wares to distant markets.
And what of the children who were left without family to care for them?
That is a concern which weigheth heavily upon my mind.
Yeah, the kids don't really know how to manage their money.
The simple
So,
gifted
yeah.
coin was
Oh wow, he still has the scar there from the scales that get scraped off to give people magical protection. Guess it takes a while for dragons to heal their scales.
our society. Nay, a proper solution is needed, one which doth guarantee their welfare for years to come. Thou hast surely seen how other nations rise to meet this challenge, adventurer. What dost thou deem the wisest course?
Honestly, yeah. The Ildushire orphanage is run by trading highly coveted goods. What's that one chick's name who's obsessed with pineapples? Well, I don't remember. I can't remember her name, but I remember that she's obsessed with pineapples.
We can draw on trading profits to build a new institution. Let us put this idea into practice. A contract shall be written, requiring all who receive of Al-Zadal's treasure to commit a portion of their future earnings towards the running of an orphanage.
Shit like this can only work in video games.
Such an influential policy.
Because as we saw in the real world, people don't give a fuck about each other. Literally 2 years of people going like, we need to go back to our normal. People are sure people are dying, but it's only like the 1%, so who cares? Only 1% of people are dying, so who cares? Why not honor one of your most successful merchants?
A successful merchant. I believe I see thy reasoning. Kalzar should be remembered, not as the blasphemy which terrorized Daphne, but as a hard-working and generous man who brought much wealth to our shores. Do any among you object to this proposition? Many here lost loved ones to the beasts.
In that time of strife, any one of us could have broken. Any one of us may have been taken by despair. When I think of Kalzal, I feel no hatred. Only a stinging regret that we could not save him as well. Isn't that right, men?
This bodes well for that boy. Narad, was it? Perhaps he can cut ties with that shady peddler.
Shots.
Then let it be done. Henceforth,
Look at this man being remembered post mortem. It has to be Golbez. That man, it has to be Golbez. It has to be Golbez and the 4 archfiends.
thou art to assemble a patrol and ensure that no child in this city liveth in squalor.
Like, who else could it be? We're in Final Fantasy IV. This expansion has had so many Final Fantasy IV references. Why not the main boss of that one?
Clerks, see to the management of our funds and make haste. Our citizens must not suffer a day more.
I don't know about you, but I'd be fine if the government randomly gave me like an entire gold bar and all I had to do was pay some taxes. I'd be fine with it. Oh, but that's what tax refunds are for. Yeah, okay, it's totally comparable.
Side by side in pursuit of a brighter morrow. Reminded of Ishgard.
Good times. Well, that's that problem solved, so that's good. Sharing the wealth. Bridging the rifts. Vitra is warming to his role as set rep. Clearly, all those years behind the curtain were not spent napping. Shots. The veteran Radiant wishes to share his gratitude. Thank you for putting forth Kalzahal's name. Those whose lives he enriched will take comfort. You will forgive me for not speaking sooner, but I bear a message from Archon Ysolta. She asked that you meet her at the High Crucible at your earliest convenience. Understood. Thank you. Ysolta must have finished her studies in the Void Gate. Shall we hear what she has to say then? I will go with you. The server was too busy setting up the foundation. My clerks have well-oiled. My clerks have been well-oiled cogs of this administration since before Awan assumed office. They understand what needs to be done, and I'm curious to learn what conclusions your archons has reached concerning the gate's unique construction. As you wish. Allow me to lead the way, Your Excellency. Man, Estadian has come a very far way. Being all nice and shit. Alright. To the High Crucible. Which is closest teleport point is literally there. And I'm not gonna spend gold, I'm not that lazy. I'm close, but I'm not that lazy. So, Ysolta, what did you figure out?
Right, here we all are.
You discovered something new.
I took a closer look at that device. I was able to determine how it keeps the Void Gate sealed, but not how it might instead be employed to expand the opening. For that, I would need to reference the technique developed by Vritra's alchemists, no records of which appear to have survived the intervening years.
We know this, so why have you sent for us? Have you learned aught of value or not?
Patience, good sir. One must introduce the subject before launching into specifics.
This man's a dragoon. He doesn't know how to do anything except launch himself.
From what we understand, travel between worlds is accomplished by passing through the nebulous rift which exists between them. Picture, if you will, the moment you were called to the first. You touched a focus of some kind to help the Exarch pinpoint your location. His summoning spell then channeled the energies of the Crystal Tower to begin your journey to his world. The magics tore a hole in the walls separating source and shard, and cast you into the intervening nothingness. In that place, the laws of nature hold no sway. Yet even through this realm of temporal and spatial instability, you were borne safely to your destination in the first. The feat that guided you across such an unimaginable distance, both physical and metaphorical, was nothing short of a miracle.
That's what I do, baby.
What of the many voids found in the source? Who guides them here, and how?
An excellent question. Though there are several methods by which the Void's denizens might intrude upon our world, the rituals of summoning are the most typical. For example, let us consider the Gargoyle, a creature of middling power. To call upon such an entity, the prospective summoner must force open a void gate. The portal lasts but a moment and is relatively small, allowing only an imp or other lesser being to squeeze through with their physical body intact. Our more powerful gargoyle, however, is too large for that. Creating a gate big enough for him would require vast amounts of energy, far beyond the reserves of any one mortal practitioner.
Do they just sit around waiting for people to summon them?
Instead, 'tis far more common to bring over only the entity's soul. We had a taste of that ourselves when a certain exarch dragged us to the first.
Ah, okay. These guys are literally just chilling here.
And just as our bodies remained in our world, the Void Sense physical form is left behind in the 13th. Once at its destination, the summoned soul is granted a temporary shell to inhabit. In the gargoyle's case, a stone effigy has proven a suitable vessel.
Wait. You said that Voidsent must be called here deliberately by someone in the source, reeled in like a fisherman with his catch.
Exactly. For a being to navigate the chaos of the rift, with or without form, there must needs be a guiding agent on the other side.
When the hordes poured forth from Alag's Great Gate, it was the technologists who drew them through. Though to my knowledge, planar fissures are in essence natural passages between our world and the void, which require no such guidance to traverse. Why is only the boundary between the source and the 13th so fragile? So much so that it often tears open of its own accord.
I believe solving that mystery is key to understanding travel between the source and its reflections.
And how do you intend to get your answers?
No, the danger is too great.
Perhaps, but what some call danger, others think of as adventure.
Small scale. Going to hell. Yep, totally comparable.
Were you not listening to my tale? Never mind that the means to expand the gate has been lost to the ages. Even could you force the portal wide enough, you would be greeted by an army of murderous horrors the very instant you step through.
And? Wouldn't be the first time.
I assure you I was most attentive, and I agree that to go alone would be certain death. But if I were to bring along one who has already braved the 13th and humbled the cloud of darkness, well, I imagine my chances.
Let's go slap
would be
the
much
shit of a,
improved.
Yeah, let's go slap some random demon shit. Count me in. Actually, no, snark. So as you're taking it easy. Going to hell? Eh, whatever.
Since when were you one for the quiet life?
Never. Let's go. I'm so ready for this. We're going to hell. We're gonna help you get your booty call.
Once again, I put my life in your ever-reliable hands.
Look, I am more than fine enough to play wingman
That
for my
said,
boy
as much as I
Renard.
would like to march straight back to the Void Gate, there is the small matter of being unable to open it without the Satrap's personal authority.
You are literally this poor man. This poor dragon.
As I've said before, I will grant you and yours any boon you choose to name, provided it does not endanger my people.
You have my word that we will take every precaution. Not a single void scent will be allowed to threaten Radzatan, assuming we manage to expand the portal in the first place.
You have a plan.
Actually, I had hoped you might help us with that. I presume the alchemists you retained supplied you with some explanation of their methodology.
That they did. House Daemir was overseeing the project.
Daemir. Ah, yes. The family associated with the great work.
I did not fully comprehend the theory, but their research began with a void scent which had slipped through the fissure. After a thorough examination, they created an arcane simulacrum possessed of similar qualities. A man-made void scent, if you will. It was apparently indispensable in their efforts to enlarge the gate.
A man-made void scent?
Yes. Being great admirers of the Archons, House Daemir submitted detailed notes to Charlene's official committee. They expected praise and accolades for their simulacrum, and were thus devastated to be informed that their work had been classified as prohibited material.
Which is kind of fair. You kind of made a demon.
If that's true, then those notes might still be stored in a forbidden archive somewhere. Not Google, of course, since that library had yet to be built. Which leaves us with...
the ancient archives.
Indeed. Numenon's restricted stacks may very well hold a copy. In which case, I say we head directly to Charlene.
We're gonna go to hell. We're gonna go to hell. We just went to the end of the universe. Time to go to hell.
Unless you anticipate needing help to reach the high shelves. I see myself being of little use. Go on ahead. Still need to find Mirage.
You're adopting this child, aren't you? He's gonna be the next Azure Dragoon, isn't he?
Let us be on our way as well.
They are resolved to venture into the void. Do I sit idly by?
Dude, you're not sitting idly by. You have a country to run. No one's gonna judge you. I certainly won't. Me, I have adventure to go do, though. It's literally my job. I was told by someone much my better to go fucking explore. You have a job to do, so no one's gonna judge you for it. Anyway, to old Charlian. Ah, there it is, the Valdesian Annex. That's where I can get the Alliance quests. We must go back, they're cursed. Alright, so... Ah, yep, there you are. Let's go snag that really fast. Midst of the realm. Ah, Jazzy, welcome back. Are you perchance here to see Kryl? I've given to understand she has a task which she desires your assistance. And I shall pester her at once. Pray wait a moment. It's Golbez. It has to be Golbez. Who the fuck else would it be except for Golbez? Jose, my thanks for coming. If you're now available, I gotta turn that off. For you to call on Jose, I assume the task is questions somewhat more exciting than sorting through paperwork, which I'm pleased to add, I finished. So if Jose's ready, then so am I. Our venture to the bounty has only served to whet my appetite for field work. Not to oversell things, but I suspect you won't be disappointed. I divulge the details, however, permit me to provide some background. As you know, our organization, the Students of Baldician, were founded by my grandfather, Goloff, which was a major character who, her entire character, including her namesake, Kryl, are characters in Final Fantasy V. In Final Fantasy V, she's a child, and here she is, you know, just a Lalafell. Goloff was the character that you had at the start of the game, who had amnesia, but then after you dealt with all that shit there, he finds out, oh wait, I'm actually from the moon, and I need to go back, because I need to save the world, and shit like that. Goloff actually dies in that game, and then his granddaughter, Kryl, inherits all his experience and shit, so she effectively becomes him. Anyway, our stated mission was to uncover the mysteries of Heidelin and interpret her will, particularly through the study of her gifts to us. We've since learned the whole truth, and it might be said we fulfilled our mission, but our work is far from over. In the course of our endeavors, we also sought to devise countermeasures against threats that come to light. Our involvement with the Warring Triad is such an example. It is my belief in continuing to seek out the unknown and dealing with the threats, we best carry on the student's mission. We best honor our grandfather and his comrades, who made the ultimate sacrifice to protect the worlds. Forgive me, I didn't mean to darken the mood. In saying all this, I simply wanted to clarify our organization's purpose for a new age. In line with said purpose, I've been reviewing new quests, and one in particular jumped out at me. It comes from none other than Rambros, the son of Saint Coinarch. Truly? Has nothing happened in— oh yeah, Mordona! It would seem he wishes to entrust the matter to us. While his missive is sparse in details, he writes what it lies beyond the son's expertise. Uncharted territory are the exact words he used. I'd like to meet Rambros and conduct a preliminary survey. What you say, you? Sure. I'll go do that later, though. I need to keep going with MSQ and find out if I'm right about that guy literally being Gomez and those 4 crystal things, those 4 thrones being the Archfiends. When you're ready, pray make your way to the Reverend's Toll. I shall let Rambros know you receive you there. Oh shit, I clicked it past the message. Yeah, it's fine. Well, there's no time like the present. If you can go on to Reverend's Toll, I shall make ready and then be on my way. I'll do that later. I'll probably do the actual Alliance raid. That can wait. Ystola's booty call needs to happen now. I want to be more of a wingman than I want to be a fighting mists of the realm. It's more important. Anyone who says otherwise is just actually and factually wrong. Oh, so that's where I can get the EX for Endsinger. I'll do that in a second. If we're to enter Numenon's restricted archives with minimum response, we must secure the creation of the forum. However, first we shall need to enlist the cooperation of a member to broach the matter on our behalf. Who do you think might be inclined to help us? I mean, the twins' dad. No one springs to mind. What up, Scholar? Oh well, yeah, he worked too. That's the twins' mentor. He did come to Graha's defense during the Inquiry, after all. To settle, let's head for the phenomenon and see if he's willing to help us once more. All right, let's go. Not sure I'm going this way, but whatever. This needs to be how it is from now on. When you have someone who's following you, they need to move as fast as you are. Anyone who says otherwise is a stupid idiot. Look at all these quests I haven't done. Oh, there's a talking point there. Neat. Yeah, what happens if I use my ninja teleport? Oh, she just sprints up. Okay. Think I'm not gonna use my movement options to move faster? You're crazy. Should have used my dancer's 3 dashes. I apprenticed to Master Montoya at the age of 7 and labored under her tutelage for a full decade. I never had the chance to attend the studium. Neither did Thanker, as I recall. Soon after Master Louis took him off the streets, he was put to care of another Archon. He was a rigorous and practical education in the arts of espionage and survival. I sometimes wonder what my life would have been like if I pursued studies here instead. Tea at the last stands? Oh, that does sound lovely. Afternoons with friends spent sipping tea and debating theories. Still, I wouldn't give my time with Master Montoya for the world. The dank cave I studied in was about as far from bright, airy halls of academia as one could get, but it was a wondrous, magical childhood nonetheless. Glad you enjoyed your time. Yep. One of these days, I need to just sit down and actually do all these side quests. One of these days. Hey, yo, we need to get into the restricted archives. Ah, visitors, and quite esteemed ones at that. What may I do for you? Pray forget the instructions, Scholark, but we're hoping you might help us secure permission into the Numenon's restricted archives. Oh, no further forays into the stacks this time, huh? I mean, we could. We thought we should ask first. I applaud your newfound sense of propriety. Yet, in all this wide world of comparative serenity, what so compels you to disturb a vault of forbidden wisdom? Ysolta wants a booty call. What? I mean... That's what I would say, honestly. I would straight up say, well, she wants a booty call with a giant cat man. Fascinating. I had no idea such a technique existed. I would have been surprised if you had it. If my assumptions are correct, the research left behind by House Demir was laying dormant in Charlene's archive for many centuries. And if you unearth this research, what then? Surely you don't intend to cross over into the void. That is in fact precisely what we intend. To what end, pray tell? To develop a method of traversing the rift. For one, that I might keep my word to a distant friend. Booty call. She wants her booty call. Set him aside. I have journeyed to the end of existence. I've heard and felt and thought endless about the truth of our world and the echoes of its future, and yet I want to understand everything, to unravel it all down to its very last secrets. What scholar worthy of the name wouldn't force open a void gate or two if a grand revelation was promised? I think that's how caused a lot of dark covenants in the past, but sure, why not? Marvelous. An audacious proposal worthy of Master Montoya herself. After hearing the whys and the wherefores, I for one do not believe you would use the knowledge for ill. I wouldn't. Now, will ill will probably happen? Probably. I see no reason not to present your request for the form's consideration. Thank you. Although your petition would be better received if you also had the support of another well-placed acquaintance. The twin's dad. Yeah, the twin's dad. Master Fortunal, of course. He can hardly ignore any earnest quest from his dear children's most treasured comrades. Hey, you should help us or we're going to tell your kids that you didn't help us. Please no. We're also going to tell your wife, please no. I was hesitant to approach him directly, but there's no doubt that having Master Fortunalt on our side would tip the balance in our favor. Very well. We will pay a visit to the Levelier's estate and plead our case. One last thing before you go. I would consider it a personal favor if you might share with me the discoveries you make in the void. My appetite for knowledge is every bit as insatiable as yours, I'd wager. So if you could see your way into indulging an old man's curiosity. Of course, Scholark. You should be sure to pass on any revelations. I think that's fair. Hey, I'm gonna help you get there. The least you can tell me is what happens when you get there. Come, Ysolta. Adventure awaits. And we have to walk all the way there. God fucking damn it, Ysolta. Gas, gas, gas. I wanna step on the gas. Yada da 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 da. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Up here as quick as the flash. Da 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 da. Gas, gas, gas. Dancer. Yep. 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 Let me put on something less, yeah, less open. Oh, speaking of, I also need to finish my glamours from my other classes. Like, I have the gun I'm going to be using forever as a machinist. Where is it? This. The hand cannon. My little pea shooter. Like, why would I actually use a real gun? I could have swore there was, like, a gun that looked like straight up just like a little tiny Glock. I would have wanted that more so than anything. No, not the giant revolver. I want like I want something that size that looks just like a normal everyday gun. Oh, Master Jose, Mr. Ysolta, how may I be of service? We come to speak with Master Fortunato. Is he home by any chance? Yes, the Master is a resident. As for him, he has guests. Tell him it's his children's best friends. Hear him like rambling and clattering down the stairs. Well, Amelance would invite you inside for tea, but I assume this is not social visit. You have some matter of importance to discuss? Then pray proceed. You have my full attention. Hey, I need to get into the void, and I need your okay. Because I need to go into the secret archives to get information to go to the void, so that we can get Ysolta a booty call. Can you stop saying that? No, because it's true. I suppose I should praise you for following the proper protocols this time around. Scholar Montiag expressed much the same sentiment. I assure you we're not attempting to circumvent the Forum's authority again. Unless it's absolutely necessary, of course. Look, this booty call is important. You understand that the restricted archives are restricted for a good reason, yes? If no pressing needs exist, then why waste the consequences of employing this forbidden knowledge for a booty call? For a brother who misses his sister, she was his guardian and his friend. Yeah, okay. And a selfless hero who crossed the rift between worlds to save her homeland from horror and suffering. But the brother was given. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So you're just gonna ignore the booty call part? You're talking about Vitra here? Alright, sure. But the brother has given up on thoughts of reunion. He spent his efforts elsewhere, watching where people get healing through the fanes of the final days, loyal to his duty while betraying the longing in his heart. That you just kind of see me leaning into frame. Also for a booty call. 'Tis no vital mission, perhaps, reuniting the siblings, but it feels a worthwhile cause to pursue all the same. As one who feared losing his own loved ones and spent years in research to prevent it, surely you appreciate how painful such a separation must be. Okay, that's cheating. Lean over on the other side. Also for a booty call. Reflections are still very much a mystery to us. Offering to share your experience in the first could constitute a fair exchange of our cooperation. Do not celebrate just yet. The Forum must be convinced. I will add your request to the list of today's deliberations and deliver the decision to you at the Baldesian Annex. Onward. Yep. 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 Wait at a designated location at the Revenant's Toll. Accompany Ysolta to the Baldesian Axe. Ah, here we go. So what did the Forum decide? To put it bluntly, Master Toya has burned some bridges here in Shaolin, insulted the growth for good measure. When it became clear that her student was a petitioner, the question, well, no few members voiced their discontent. The chamber was reminded, in no uncertain terms, that I might add, of the incredible debt we owe you and your companions. Yeah, I literally saved the world, bitch. You'd all be dead without me, bitch. That served to silence the grumbles and stiffen a few spines. It was agreed that allowing you interest in the archive was the least we could do in return. Easy. It's wonderful news. Thank you both for speaking on our behalf. Yes, yes. As I'm sure you're aware, this permission was not extended lightly. Forbidden knowledge is to be treated with utmost caution, and there will be repercussions if not. I wish you well in your endeavors and bid you good day. Thanks, guys. Ever the same, that one. Uncompromising? Aye. But that stoicism is exactly why Charlene needed to guide it through one, if not two, exoduses. It's now been established, very well established, that you are a good person, so it's fine. Oh, well, wrong class, my bad. That went rather well, I think. The child had dreamed up a number of schemes for getting my hands into the prison archives, and I accidentally walked through the door. Our focus will be to find House Demir's research notes, of course, but the thought of so much knowledge at my disposal left me feeling a little giddy. Restricted reading. You're heading directly to the archives from here, I presume. You presume correctly. Then you'll want to speak with the index page when you arrive. It'll be instructed to grant you access to the restricted section. Excellent. Once again, we thank you all for your help. Oh, it's my pleasure, believe me. May you find the knowledge you seek. Shall we? God damn it. Taking you along anywhere is so fucking slow. Gun stop. Let me teleport. Besides, I also need to teleport back to here so I can get this, the Endsinger EX. Actually, I'm guessing while I'm running, I can check my equipment, make sure nothing needs to be, no material needs to be extracted. Nah, we're all good. Yep. To think the set of instructions I laughingly imagined may actually exist, but yawns away from where we found me napping. If I had known of all the doll's exploits sooner, I would have saved myself days of research. Even a children's book might have pointed me in the right direction. To achieve the impossible, one must need to be flexible in mind and look beyond conventional wisdom, a lesson I had already learned, but clearly not taken to heart. How dare you? Archon Ysolta and guest identified. Do you wish to proceed into the restricted archives? Yes, please. Follow me if you would. Watch your step, and please note that the use of the naked flames is discouraged. Why? Why would I have naked flame? Not gonna question it. Ooh, god damn, that sounds good. Oh, that's why, because it's the Google Library theme.
If House Demir's notes are to be found anywhere, it will be here. Let us begin.
Bet. I'm guessing this is going to be an instance thing. God, I love this theme. I fucking adore Google Library's theme. It's so fucking good, man. So many books I've yet to read. Yes, we're here for one specific volume. You needn't remind me. Today in a world not my own, I met the most beautiful void-born creature. She was unlike her ravenous brethren, eyes blazing not with hunger, but trembling like a candle's flame, threatening to flicker out at any moment. I wonder if she is even the proper word, since she seemed inconsequential, insignificant even. All that matters is the love I feel for this exquisite, transcendent being. Oh. Wait, no, I want to keep reading that. This, in the Google Library, there was mention of a guy who brought a succubus void scent here. I think this is the continuation of that story, or the prequel to that story. What? I wanna... You can't just tease me with that and say, oh, this is the one you want to read. Fuck you. It is the year 1564, the 6th untral era. The Amalgers summoned Ifrit, their patron god. Accounts describe it as a gigantic lizard-like being with the potent command of fire aspects magic. If we consider that primal summoning is an act of fuel by faith and prayer, it is unsurprising, if not unexpected, the resulting demiform entity would manifest in its appearance and powers with which it is attributed by its worshippers. What then might emerge from the aether should we one believe it is already omniscient attempt to do the same ritual? Would the scholar himself grace us with his presence? Some other embodiment of the divine sagacity? Could this man-made god truly be all-knowing? And if it were, whence would such knowledge arise? I myself have many questions concerning the nature of the ancient world. No spell to transport me back to the days of old. Could I instead summon a being possessed of an encyclopedic wisdom of every age? Yet, with no means to verify this pronouncement, how could one be certain that they were true? I mean, we kind of know what happened since in Shadowbringers, the raid trial was us literally bringing back mana to the different kinds of mana to the land, and we did that by summoning primals, and the primals were our depictions of what we felt the beings were. So, like, obviously, Rama that we fought was vastly different than the Rama that the Sylphs summon in AAR. Can I jump on these? Yes, I can. I'm the font in the library. Be mad. Anyway. Hey, index page, you got anything to say? No smoking, no throwing books, and no yelling out "Eureka!" in an obnoxiously loud voice. My bad. The following page is detailed an advanced method of manipulating rift-spanning apertures as devised by Nuhashan, the 9th patriarch of the House Tamir. He presents these research notes to the facility in Charlean stadiums as both a token of our friendship and expression of our balance and admiration. You appear to have located the forbidden volume you seek. You still will need to make the final confirmation. Okay, while she does that, can I get that book that was going to probably turn into literal horror? But you found something with me. Oh, my apologies. I put it open but a single book and was completely absorbed by its contents. No, you should keep reading. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I want to keep reading that one book over there. Well done, Jose. I think you might have found our prize. Did I now?
Yes, the ether signature is unmistakable. I've felt the traces of House Damir's resonance many times at the Great Work. Time to see what all the fuss was about. Among the ranks of the Void Sent, there exist entities with the power to call forth their brethren from beyond. The species known as Atomos, however, is uniquely prodigious in this regard. From its distended maw, it can expel an endless procession of void-born creatures, a talent which sorely tested the Radiant Host in its battles against these abominations. Surmising that the entity itself was acting as a void gate, we endeavored to capture a small specimen and subsequently examine its physiological structure. Our findings revealed that the Atomos had absorbed a planar fissure into its own flesh, which it could expand at will into a functioning gate.
Oh, so easy to control an Atmos. Easy.
Upon further analysis, we identified an ethereal wave pattern emitted during this process. A pattern we were able to emulate by passing crystal-stored ether through a specially designed prism. We proceeded to embed said prism into an arcane simulacrum, thus completing what we have dubbed our artificial Atomos. How could I have been so blind to the possibilities? This species, not to mention its ability to summon void scent, has been discussed among academics for years now.
Because most people aren't thinking about, you know, hopping
Just
into a
before the
death portal
advent of
like
the
that,
seventh Umbral
into
Calamity,
literal Maw of the Beast.
We received reports of Atomos sightings from every corner of Eorzea. Surely you've at least heard the tales. And still, House Daemir went and built a mock Atomos of their very own. I'm not surprised the Archons consigned their work to a restricted archive. It was no easy task, but at last we've unearthed the volume we've been searching for.
Nice.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to stay longer.
I
See what
really do
other
want to read that book
titles
about
might be
him
lurking on
summoning
these shelves.
a succubus, though. Can I go back to reading that?
Ah,
I mean, you can leave. I can go back to
but
reading,
that would
right?
be abusing the very special privilege we've been granted now, wouldn't it? Better not.
But I want to, though. But I want to, though. Congratulations on locating the object of your search. Please move along. As much as I would love to start crafting the Atmos, I'm afraid it's far outside my field of expertise. Fortunately, we know a nice alchemist who would be delighted to involve herself in our House of Daemir project. Not to, what the fuck? How do you say her name? Our business here is concluded for the moment. Please pass on our regards to the form. Your message will be conveyed. Should you wish to indulge in more forbidden literature, I will be here. Patron mode disabled, security mode engaged. If anyone can help us, there we go. Nidhana can. I'd say we return to Thavnir and look for her at the Great Work. Bet. Ah, yes, the place where Estinian got desensed. God, that cutscene where they're like, yo, wait, are you part dragon? Yo, is that dragon blood in your spear? Hey, yo, I need a vial of your blood, though. Oh, grab your hands. Hey, Nidhana, you want to make a void gate? What? Ysolta tells me you've been pursuing a... Oh, wait. God damn it. I have no doubt you'll be interested. This research log should speak for itself. I don't think we should pull this book out in the rain. Oh. Will it now? By the sisters, this is the mark of House Daemir. I never even knew such work existed. Few should. It was sequestered in the new non-restricted archives, after all. It was? But that means every word within it is forbidden knowledge, a forbidden tome filled with forbidden research, and you're putting it right into my unsuspecting hand? I can hardly wait to read it. You are adorable. Has Matsu told you about his feelings for you yet? No? Okay. To think the Daemir were developing such marvelous techniques so long ago. How many innovations have been lost over centuries, I wonder? A lot. A fucking lot. To put it mildly. Now that you glanced over the notes, what say you help us build a new mock Atmos? Yes, 1,000 times yes! Work on Daemir project that had even the most redoubtable scholars of Charlie and trembling in our sandals. No alchemist of the great work could resist. You're a woman after my own heart. Oh, I suppose I'd ask you, what do you mean to do with the big mouth circle you're lacking once you built it? Go to hell so we can get Ysolta a booty call? I'm not trying to go for a booty call. Yeah, sure, Ysolta. Ah, there's a secret void gate and it's sealed in the ruins at the bottom of the bounty. Today is a day of revelations indeed. If the purpose of our man-made Atmos is to expand this hidden portal, then I will need to see for it myself, I think. Manipulating wrist-spinning apertures is not the sort of thing you want to attempt without first taking into account every single factor. Fair point. Then by all means, accompany us to the vault. I plan to lead us back there shortly, once we gather the components I require. Shelly marks provide the raw aquamarine and pure water crystals, but I need help obtaining a small quantity of astrally infused water. For such a liquid, you need to go no further than the font of Maya. The ascetics of old once favored the place for their meditations, and the water which pools there now is known to enliven the flow of ether. That sounds perfect. If you would be so kind as to fill a flask of the pool, I will petition Vitra to join us. The idea I have in mind won't amount to much more than without his authority to command the Void Gate. Shall we be about it? We will meet back here anon. Alright. So I think I'm going to take a quick pause here in our adventures of getting Ysolta her booty call. Either way, I want everyone out there to have a good morning, evening, day, or night, wherever you're at. But for right now, I'm out. Later.